it could be like a. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Like, how many stories would that be?
I want to say a general story is about like 12 feet. Or depends on.
So let's say like a 10-story building could just go to the bottom and just still be pretty much all the way underneath the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there have been, like I said, there have been some crazy things that have opened up.
I mean, it's crazy because from reading this, every year Africa moves the place underneath Africa move like 1/4 of an inch every year. Like, I didn't never know that until I read this story.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know like plates. Well, I guess that makes sense for like how earthquakes happen so regularly. Like, plates have to move, but
I mean, our tectonic plates constantly shift. It's just whether or not they shift gracefully or not is the issue.
Well, my whole thing is like, what making these plates shift?
I mean, just the general physics of it.
I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, if it's so far underneath the ground, when it's just, like, ain't the more and more underneath the ground you get, the more and more compact it is, so the more and more harder stuff is to move. So
yeah, we got to remember that our plates sit on top of basically a pool of lava, and they just float around on top of it. And then it goes to the ground, and then etc., and water and everything else in between.
I kind of want, like, all right, this may be a suicide type mission. I kind of want to just dig and just see, like, the plates and everything.
I mean, Russia's probably, I want to say Russia's the one that came the closest, but they said that they gave up after so long. They said it was a waste of money.
I completely understand. I just want to see, like, what kind of plates are they? Like, if they actual metal plates, like big old, like, rock type plates.
I mean, they'd be rock, would be my assumption, between like some sorts of rocks and metals, all compact that just float over top of the lava.
I mean, why don't the lava just ever break down in plates?
I mean, it causes cracks and stuff like that, and that's how we get volcanoes and stuff like that.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to, I don't know, probably fan on not pay attention to science class. I didn't learn this stuff.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention in science class either. It's just, that's one of those general things I thought most people knew.
No, I never knew that. So, I learned something new today. Other than the plates move all the time.
Yep, just like Niagara Falls also recedes back so far each year. And eventually they say it'll actually lead back into the Great Lakes.
For real?
Yep.
I never heard that.
Yep.
How did you figure that out?
I don't know. It was like a Nat Geo thing or something like that I had seen.
Oh, that's very... I need to start watching Geographic. What's the channel?
National Geographic. It was like something like that, or it was like one of those channels. I don't remember. Can't think of what the other one is off the top of my head at the moment. But
I used to watch the History Channel all the time, but
yeah, it could have been the History Channel.
But that started getting like because they kept playing like Pawn Stars and Shark Reek, and I'm like, after a while, I was just like, this is not really the history I used to. Or when they used to say, "Oh, aliens came to the Earth."
They did come to the Earth.
Oh, I believe they're still here to a certain extent.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they probably left by now. They're probably just like, nah, these motherfuckers crazy.
No, I feel like they still here. They just over here just waiting for their time to pop up like, y'all are idiots. This is all y'all had to do. And y'all could have came to visit us.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Very true. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Well, let's just say the least. I hope they actually come in or some form of different life form that come not from this earth actually comes and not murder us all. But
I mean, this is probably one of the episodes that if you don't see it, we got censored, and aliens it's real, I guess.
Right. You never know.
Well,
you never know what's out there.
Let's talk about how all the top social media and tech firms had to go to the Republican Senate to talk about the social media censorship they are doing.
Yeah, so they're playing a lot of bias at the moment. They're basically censoring anything that they can to make Joe Biden win, is what it's boiling down to, or to make the Democratic Party look good. So, like, their main reason why they all got called is because there was a whole Joe Biden thing, or not Joe Biden, it would be Hunter Biden thing, and the social media. I guess it's actually both of them because they're both part of it. But there was a big story and letters and all kinds of stuff that came out, and computers, and the social media has been blocking it, claiming that it's false information.
I know Twitter do that, but for the most part, Facebook is more, I feel like, more Republican than anything, because half the time when I post stuff, family get blocked, or I get the whole, this is not real. I'm like, what? I looked it up and I said it's real. This is not real, so we cannot continue letting this. Like, Lily, I had got on Facebook jail one time for 30 days for posting good fact, and good old Republicans said I can't post it.
Actually, most of the people that work at Facebook and doing this, or doing those fact things, are actually Democrats or independents. But
well, maybe it's the independents, because I posted something against Republicans, and then they decided, hey, what you posted this?
Well, of course, if you posted something against Republicans,
I mean, but it's real. It's true.
It doesn't matter. I mean, to them, they see it as a lot of stupid stuff. Like, there was a guy who went on to a guy that I watch on YouTube, and he has a really good channel, and he had a guy come on.
Do you want to shout him out?
I don't know. I'll have to actually look it up quick. Sorry, my mind's drawing a blank at the moment, but
sorry, I'll go back to about this. I forgot my story. But I know a lot of stories. Like, if you go to my Facebook page, you've seen a couple times where I share something, and then like 5 minutes later it pop up fake news, or you cannot post this, or you see the whole story get taken away, and it seemed like I didn't post it. But the funny part is I had like 10 to 5 likes and comments on it, and that's, I look at it. This photo, it's not real, so you can't post this.
Yeah, but the guy's name I listen to is called Tim Pool. He also has Timcast IRL and Timcast. But so he's got multiple channels because he gets blocked all the time and gets censored from the stuff that he says, even though he's literally reading stories off of news channels, and he still gets censored and blocked and demonetized where he doesn't make any money. Like, it's crazy.
Well, let's talk about how I know the news is very censored. Like, you read a story on CNN and make it seem like Republicans are the worst, and then you read a story on Fox News and make it seem like Democrats are the worst. I'm going back to what I said earlier. I just want one medium, news outlet to, like, here go the facts. This is the good for the left. This is the good for the right, and this is the facts.
Well, that's the issue, is that not alone just the social media companies. Like, take, for instance, like, there have been a lot of reporters lately that have quit, or, even people that were on TV that have quit because their bosses and the company themselves actually said, no, like, you can't talk about this or you're fired. And they were like, well, if I can't actually report the news, like, I don't want to be here.
I mean,
like CNN, CBS, ABC, like, a lot of them have lost a lot of people lately because of this.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see that. I also see that, this is starting to get more ridiculous, because it's just like, let's say if you a Democrat, you don't believe nothing Republicans say, bam, I go to CNN. Oh yeah, look at CNN, they a real site. And then, or if you don't believe nothing Democrats say, look at Fox News. Yeah, they a real site. And just like, my facts came from here, and my facts came from here. And that's not including all the fake real sites people make just to post whatever crazy Kanye West is a dolphin type thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's me. They just need to. I don't know. This is where I kind of feel Australia actually would have came in handy, because I know at one point they were trying to pass a law to where they could actually go after the news outlets if they report fake news.
I mean, that'd be a good thing.
So they were making it to where they had to have the facts, and that's what the news companies were like, well, we can't necessarily always have the facts, so they're like, then you shouldn't fucking report on it.
And I hate when people say, I have my sources, and then your sources turn out to be like just some made up stuff. Because I believe somebody got in trouble recently because they said their sources told them this, and then it turned out, their sources said, I heard that from somebody else, and I told them that.
Well, shit, look at the whole, Trump and the Russia thing. Here, come to find out, like, the person that actually they claimed was the source, the guy had no idea. Literally, had no idea. He was like, I never heard that. He was like, I said that I've heard rumors of things. He's like, I never firsthand had anybody go, oh, this was the fact. He's like, I've overheard and, had people like say, blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah that's from blah, blah, blah had said this. He's like, nobody actually firsthand ever told me this. He's like, so this whole thing was a joke. He was like, how are you going to run me down? And like, he didn't even know about it until like a couple months ago. I'm like, then that's crazy.
That's ridiculous. That's why I understand, like, sometimes you keep who you get your facts, like, you don't have to tell who you get your facts from, but to a certain extent, it need to be no more hearsay, she says, like, hey, where did you get this from? Like, if the police come after you, where did you get this from? And you're like, this person said it, and then they really didn't say it, then both of y'all should get, like, a fine or go to jail.
Well, that's the problem, is that we don't actually go after all these people who create these fake stories because, it's actually helping out one party or the other.
Yeah.
And, most parties have enough to deal with to begin with, let alone have to try to deal with all that shit, and then, I don't know, it's just a big-ass mess that we...
Oh, it's a huge mess. Like, I already see, like, I feel like pretty soon somebody gonna come out with a website. If it's somebody do this, then I want some money. Somebody gonna come out with a website to say the real news, and so many people gonna actually go to this website because it's actually gonna say the breakdown between both the real, like the Democrat benefits, the Republican benefits, and the independent benefits.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I don't foresee that ever happening because eventually somebody's gonna give them money, or they got to get funding somehow, and then that person's gonna want to lean one way or the other. Otherwise, they're gonna lose their funding.
That's why I think social media or the news would be more beneficial if it's not like money based. If that person actually be like, I just want the real news, and this is what I want to get.
Oh, I know what you're saying, but somebody's got to pay for that shit, especially to have real reporters out everywhere covering everything. Because you can't take the word of somebody else anymore because half the shit's made up, and it's not even just in the U.S. It's all over the country or all over the world.
Yeah, but that's when you have to like. I feel like you still get money from ad dollars and stuff like that.
Oh, well, yeah, but still, again, you got to have startup money. The shit doesn't, especially because, to travel to all these continents and stuff to get to all these stories, and even travel around the U.S. isn't cheap. Plus the hotel stays and the food and the cars and the gas.
Yeah, starting up is going to be hard, but to a certain extent, starting up won't be hard because you can get stories from different sites and you compare it and you actually tell the real side that benefit, like you break it down. Because some people really don't even know how to read the news anymore.
Shit, you tell me nothing I don't know.
Like some people, like you can see a news article that say the sky's red, and when you read more into the article, the sky's really blue, but for 0.1 seconds, the sky, due to the light and light particles in the sky, it would be red for 0.1 seconds. And then people are like, well, look, the sky's red. I told you it's not blue. And then people wouldn't even read the whole thing to understand what. This is how clickbait is really started. People just will read the story, say the most exciting thing from the story without people actually reading the story.
Yeah. Huh? It's like, look at Trump derangement syndrome. I never actually thought, I always thought that was a joke until, I was having a conversation with my one aunt who's, a diehard Democrat, like super diehard. Like